meet you guys. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Do you mind if we take a seat?
Absolutely, please.
Well, thank you. Well, we're really excited to meet with you again today. And I have our business cards for you here.
Okay,
so you can get a
excellent.
hold of us just in case in the future you need to get a hold
Yes,
of us.
ma'am. Just leave that.
Great, great.
And do you happen to have a business card that we can grab just in case?
I do. Pardon me.
Oh, no. Not a problem. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, I wanted to confirm that we still have 15 minutes today. Is that still correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, perfect.
Well, we really enjoyed getting the chance to catch up with you this weekend at the Top Shot Clay competition.
That was fun.
Always an adventure to try something new, and we really enjoyed getting to know you there. But I really want you to know that our goal is to provide your customers with a high-quality payroll system similar to your goal in providing a high-quality internet connection. And in doing so, we want to give you the ability to increase your productivity for you in the workplace. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in learning more about?
It does. We're trying to keep control of our values, keep control of our efficiency, and not try to implement a solution that's actually going to take more time to learn to use and then also attribute to more mistakes.
Okay, and that's pretty on par with what you were mentioning this weekend. I know you talked about productivity, ease of use, and accuracy being three things that you really wanted to focus on. I know we have a limited time today. How would you prioritize those in order of rank of importance for you?
I would say efficiency would be the first.
Okay. And then between productivity and accuracy, what would come next?
Accuracy, definitely.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and make that our agenda for today. We'll begin with efficiency and then move to accuracy. And then, of course, we want simplicity and ease of use. That's going to be key for you as well.
Right.
Does that sound good?
It does. Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like us to add to our agenda?
I think I want to touch a little bit on service after the sale.
Service after the sale?
Right.
Okay, let's make that the fourth thing on our agenda, and we'll be sure to visit that towards the end of our conversation.
And I think that kind of also would implement a little bit of training for internal employees.
Okay.
Alrighty. We'll do that, and we'll also discuss the value behind the product as well, so we'll touch all that towards the end.
Okay, do you think that there is anyone else that needs to be in this meeting that would add value to what we're going to talk about?
At some point, we will need to bring in at least our president, if not our CEO, and that would be David Lipke or Dave Doherty.
Okay, and are either of them available to join us today?
They are not available to join us today. We would have to set up a separate meeting for that.
Okay.
They will be looking at my recommendation, however, so it'll be good to have all of our facts straight today, and then we'll take all of that to them.
Okay, sounds wonderful. So if I could show you how ADP Run Mobile can help with your concerns with accuracy and ease of use and efficiency, do you think that you'd be willing to make a payroll change?
I would be, as long as those things, again, will do everything that you said. You did just hit the nail on the head. If it is something that won't take too much time, but will, of course, do the things that we just described earlier, the accuracy, the efficiency, then it would be something that we would consider for sure. We are a small company, but we are planning to grow by about 30% in the next 2 to 5 years. So we will need something that hits on all of those bullet points. Okay. So if your solution can do that, then we'll take a hard look at it for sure.
Okay, great. So do you mind if I go ahead and ask you a few questions about your current payroll process?
Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Can you help me understand what are some of the largest problems that you come upon on your day-to-day basis of doing payroll or whoever does payroll?
Well, we are a small company, and we've got 3 locations where we've got employees located, not just in Texas, but we do have someone who is located out of state. We potentially might bring some additional people on out of state. So the one thing that we deal with in that case is that some of the payroll tax situations and some of just payroll situations in general are different from state to state, so we have to take those into consideration.
Okay.
And that's mainly it. We have one person doing payroll. She is not a full-time employee, so she spends a little bit of time every month doing payroll and keeping all that straight. It's very manual.
Okay.
So that would probably be the biggest challenge is that it's very manual.
Okay, and when we're talking about a manual payroll system, if you had to put a monetary value on the loss in productivity due to that manual system, what would that be?
Well, that's an excellent question. I would have to say that, it could probably cost us 1,000 to maybe 2,000 a month
Okay.
if we have any glitches due to that manual process.
Okay.
And that's man hours and, time fixing it if we have to do anything with our banks or anything like that.
Okay, so let's say that tomorrow the payroll is due. Can you walk me through the process of what it takes? I know you just said it was manual. Can you explain to me the manual parts?
Well, we use a program called QuickBooks. You may or may not have heard of that. So we do use QuickBooks, but ultimately it's actually a spreadsheet that our payroll person does. So again, it's a spreadsheet. It's done twice a month, and it is, of course, recorded, as I said, in QuickBooks. I believe it's calculated through that same program as well.
Okay. And can you tell me the name of the woman that does the payroll?
Anita.
Anita? Okay.
Anita. And you said she was part-time, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And can you tell me around how much she makes a year, just in a ballpark range?
Well, frankly, she is a contractor at this point.
Okay.
And additionally, I was with the company about for 5 years, and then I left for a year and a half, and I just came back about a month ago. So I would say at this point, as a contract employee, Anita probably makes about $70,000 a year.
$70,000 a year. Okay. So would you say there's anything I've missed based on productivity that you'd like me to cover?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so. It's again, it's very simple, but perhaps we're missing something in keeping it so manual and that kind of thing. So.
Okay, well, I'm going to show you in the demo about how ADP Run is going to be beneficial for your business. But let's talk about ease of use and accuracy like you want to talk about. So this week, can you express the difficulties of operating a manual system? And in doing so, the simplicity in the process and something you found important to improve upon. Is that accurate?
Right.
Okay. So what revenue producing activity would Anita be doing if she wasn't doing the payroll?
She actually sends out a lot of our invoices, most of our invoices.
Okay, invoices. And how much revenue do you think that would bring per year if she wasn't spending so much time on the payroll?
Honestly, I would say that if that keeps her from getting some of the invoices out, it could be perhaps $5,000 to $10,000 a month.
Okay, that's quite a bit of money. And how much time does she spend doing payroll on a bi-weekly basis?
On a bi-weekly basis, I would say that she spends about 1 hour every couple of months. So not really a lot of time. As I said, it's very simplistic and a little bit rudimentary, manual. So not a whole lot of time.
Okay. Have you had any penalties due to the fact that because it's manual that there are some accuracy issues?
We have not had any penalties. We're in full compliance right now.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay. Well, I would like to show you the simplicity that ADP Run Mobile has. Okay. But before I move on, I wanted to ask you if you had any questions for us.
I think I just want to see what it looks like. So.
Okay, perfect.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to move right into the demonstration so we can really understand the ease of use and where we define the simplicity with the product.
First, I want to tell you a little bit about ADP. So ADP is the #1 payroll provider in the world. 1 in every Americans are paid by ADP, and over 50% of our business is from successful, closely held business owners such as yourself. So what ADP does is that we have found that most small business owners, just like yourself, don't have the time, the inclination, or the total knowledge to complete all of the payroll process. So ADP comes alongside of you and helps you focus on the parts that are most important to you, such as internet service, customers, and employees, and then ADP takes care of the rest. So I'm going to go ahead and move into the demo.
Okay.
And I'd like you to interact in this so you can see what Anita would be doing.
Okay.
So if you go ahead and click payroll, and then click start weekly, this is how you would start the payroll process. And you can easily on this page select the start date and the end date. Okay. So you can click start. On this page, you have all of your employees. Now you said you had 3 different locations.
Correct.
So are you planning on implementing our services in all of the locations right now, or are you looking to just do one?
We would do all of the locations.
All three? Okay. Well, what this would do is it would be easier for the person, whoever's doing payroll, for them to have only the employees of each location.
Okay.
And you can sort it by whatever your preference is. So if you can go ahead and click on Matthew Baxter for me. On this page, you can see to where you can easily click on any of the boxes and enter in any of the information for the payroll process.
Oh, okay.
And then once you've done that for Matthew Baxter, you can easily swipe across the top. And we do include contractors because you said Anita is a contractor.
So it's pre-populated. You go in up front and populate all of the employee information and put it in there so it's ready.
Yes.
And that's another neat feature is the visibility that the product allows you. So you mentioned having roughly 34 employees right now, and you're looking to scale up to 30% growth in the next 24 months.
Right.
And that's something where this ADP Run Mobile application really allows you to manage and fully see all of your employees at the same time.
That's excellent.
Yes. So then once you're finished with this, you can click Preview and then Calculate. And now this is the part to where you are going to make sure that you don't have any accuracy issues.
Okay.
And it is going to, okay, this is just saying that it was a demo, so it's not going to do anything. This is going to a page to show you all of the exact numbers after the calculation to make sure that there are no issues and are no accuracy problems.
Okay.
So that you know that you're not going to have any penalties, you're not going to have any issues with unhappy employees.
Right, right.
So whenever you're finished and you can click Approve and then Approve Payroll. And congratulations, you just finished.
And that's done.
Yep, you just finished your first ADP payroll.
Excellent.
Well, now that we've seen a little bit of the demonstration and gotten our hands on the actual product, what I'd like to do is step into the value analysis and look at what we are going to be able to do for you here today.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I'd like to move this just to make sure we can see.
Please.
So based off of the numbers that you've told me today, we're looking at you said you have roughly 34 employees currently, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what that looks like is about $58.95 per payroll cycle. Now we'll go ahead and change this number. You mentioned you're on a bi-weekly basis, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what that looks like is we're doing 8 cycles a month. Enter. And then we have a one-time implementation cost of $150, and that's just to allow us to come in as ADP and really get your system set up and get all of your employees inside the system. And you, based off the numbers that you provided with us, you said that Anita's salary is about $70,000 a year. You're looking at roughly $24,000 of potential value added if she wasn't doing that, working solely on invoices, in addition to about $10,000 per month on invoices that could be coming in. So what I've done is I've taken those numbers and I've added them all together, and we get a current value that we were losing of about $234,000 per year. All right, make sure the numbers are correct there. And so what that means for you, at the end of the day, what we're looking at is an added value of $228,000 brought back into your company if we can move forward with ADP today.
Wow.
Does that sound like a number that you can be excited about?
Well, it does. It does sound like a good number.
Okay. Well, the next step in our process, I know you mentioned that we have to still meet with David, who's in charge of approving major decisions and transitions with payroll. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to set up a second meeting.
Okay.
And if we can go ahead and count on your support during that meeting while we speak with David and recount everything we've learned today, is that something we can move forward with?
We can do that. I have a couple of questions that I know they will ask.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And so we should be prepared for those if we have 1 or 2 more minutes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The one thing I know that we're really concerned about, because we are an internet company, is that I've heard from some of my colleagues that during peak times that the system can crash. Is that true, or what are you doing to keep that from happening or to minimize that?
So your concern is our ability to maintain our speed and accuracy with your system during crunch time? Is that
Yes,
correct?
during crunch, since it's an online app and that
Absolutely.
kind of thing.
That's something that we're constantly working to improve. Back 10 years ago when this program started, it was probably a lot more similar to what you're describing. But we've really taken the next step in IT and worked with our IT to make sure we don't run into those problems. So that's something we've overcome in the past.
Okay, I'm very concerned about that. And then just lastly, your customer care after the fact. I actually have heard that it can take up to 20 minutes on the phone sometimes. Is that improving? What are you guys doing to improve that?
That's an excellent question. We're improving on that, and Anna and I are both going to be your consultants throughout this process, and our goal will be to stand side by side with you to make sure that doesn't happen. Does that answer your concern?
It does. Again, we're a service company as well, and when the internet is down, people want to get in touch with other people. So
absolutely. Well, thank you very